I said, come Thursday, it's a big game. Make sure you are there. And we are sure we beat Barcelona together.
Yes, big up to you, Josh. JTG Productions there with a little teaser, a little hype. Be there together. Old Trafford on Thursday is going to be absolutely rocking for Barcelona's trip to us under the floodlights. Second leg of this Europa League knockout game. Not knockout game, playoff game for the knockouts. Yes, it's only Europa League. But in the grand scheme of where this Manchester United team is, this game on Thursday night feels pretty big. You can let me know what you think in the comments. What I'm going to do in this video is run through my predicted 11, all the team news, all the stories. There's lots to be asking about our midfield, about up front. I'm going to answer all these questions. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, because I think you'll enjoy this one. Let's run through it. Now, the team news that we know before Ten Hag's press conference is that Harry Maguire, Antony, and Martial are all still doubts. Now, Antony has definitely returned to training this week. We haven't heard an update on Martial, on Maguire, just yet, or Martial. I'd be surprised, personally, if Martial was fit, given that we haven't seen or heard or anything about him being involved in first-team training. And I think Ten Hag is going to try and take it slowly with him, because that's effectively what you got to do. I don't think he'll rush him back, but Antony might be available. We'll find out. But in terms of the team, right, this is the team that started against Leicester at the weekend. 3-0 winners. Bruno with 2 assists. Rashford, again, lighting up the stage. Sancho. It was a good overall team performance, certainly in the second half. The first half, maybe not so much. I think there are changes that will be happening to this team. Let's run through them. And my starting 11. What I normally do at this point is kind of brush over David De Gea, because I know he's going to start. But I want to take this opportunity to say how impressed I've been with him in his last couple of games in terms of the saves he's been making. I still question his playing out from the back with the ball. I still think he's got to work on it. Maybe just being a little bit calmer with the distribution, because that hurt United away at the Nou Camp. Didn't hurt us in terms of the overall result, but his saves are definitely helping us. So big up to Dave for that. And when you're looking at what Courtois and Alisson are doing, it does make you appreciate your good goalkeeper that we've got in David De Gea. Now, in terms of the defence, I think there's only one change that is going to happen here, and it's a very obvious one. And that, of course, is that Rafa Varane will come straight back into this team for Victor Lindelof, who I thought deputised okay. Again, better in the second half, just like every other Manchester United player was. But I would imagine that Shaw's going to stay at left back and Martinez there at left centre back. They're indispensables. Shaw's progression with the ball has probably been one of the most underrated things of this whole season. He's so good at bringing the ball up the pitch, and having him in that left back position instead of the left centre back position, that will help this United team. Martinez, of course, back in the team after missing the first leg. He'll be chomping at the bit and ready to go and scrap. And it will be a bit of a scrap on Thursday night. That you can definitely predict. There's a question about whether you're going to start Wan-Bissaka or Dalot at right back. I don't think either of them right this second are in blistering form. They've had better form periods across the course of the season. I've gone for the nod for Dalot. Maybe give United a little bit more attacking impetus going forward. Maybe not. You can let me know in your comments below, because that, I think, is the only question you've got about that back five. Now, in terms of midfield, first and foremost, this man is back. After finishing his suspension now, Casemiro's back in the team. And we said, I don't need to tell you about the importance of Casemiro in his team. Gavi, how you doing, mate? Oh, no, Gavi's not going to be there. Gavi's suspended. Oh, is he suspended? Yeah, he's suspended. Pedri's injured. But Casemiro scored in towards the end of that game anyway. I think Casemiro comes straight in this team without a shadow of a doubt, without any questions. Casemiro starting. That it really is a rhetorical question. The question is who you think is going to partner him. Will we see for the first time a partnership of Sabitzer and Casemiro in midfield? You know what my guess is? Absolutely. I think we'll see Casemiro there, and we'll see Sabitzer there. Fred, look, I was going to speak about Fred towards the end. I'll speak about him now. Simply gave the ball away too many times against Leicester in that first half. It was inviting too much pressure on, and United cannot afford to do that against Barcelona. So I think Casemiro and Sabitzer, in terms of defensive transitions and defensive energy, that's going to be a partnership I think a lot of United fans are going to like. Sabitzer playing in a role slightly further forward, basically kind of what Fred the role is, means that Casemiro will be able to drop down there, screen the whole defense, and we need to do that against Barca, but Sabitzer will be able to defensively help there, but bring the ball forward too. And I think his tighter progression, the neat, intricate passes, they're a little bit better than Fred's. I think so anyway. Fred's better when he plays as the aggressive pressing midfielder in the opposition's half. I think Sabitzer's got a little bit more measure and composure about him. Those two together, I think, will really help this United midfield. And it's when you move on into attack that you really get lots of questions. Not horrible questions, but questions to be asked. And you know who I think is going to be starting there? In that number 10 role. Where is his photo? There he is. This man here. And I think there are so many varieties and alternatives that could happen, right? So Weghorst has started there in the last 2 games for United. And Karl Anker's done an excellent article on The Athletic here. But he's not scoring for United, but he does the intrinsic value. Manchester United right now, we're averaging 2 goals a game when Weghorst is in the team. And whether you care to admit it or not, or whether you like it or not, United are operating as a good team with Weghorst in that number 10 role. The thing is that we've got options there. Because you could play Sancho there. You could play Bruno there. You could play Weghorst there. Rashford's even played there as an auxiliary number 10 before. I think we see Weghorst play there. And the reason I'm saying that is because of the overall structure of the team. I'll lay out my starting 11, how I think it's going to be laid out, and I'll explain each position. I think Weghorst is going to start there. I think Sancho's going to come on and play on the left wing. I think Rashford's going to play through the middle. And I think Bruno's going to play up there. That's my prediction with Weghorst, as I said, in that number 10 role. Now, Bruno Fernandes, I think he'll be remembering this comment from Xavi before the game. Ten Hag's got all the talent out of his players. You know, you see Sancho and Rashford. Who's that Portuguese guy? Make sure that Xavi remembers your name by the end of this game, Bruno. And I think he will. He's been playing impeccably well out on that right wing, which isn't actually his natural position. 2 assists against Leicester. And Bruno, what we saw against Leicester is when Bruno's in that position, he can get down there and fire in ridiculously dangerous crosses. The way that Rashford's playing at this moment in time with his headers and how much Benny McCarthy's helped him improve in that sense, I think we might see Rashford score a header. Maybe that's going to be a good bet to do. Rashford score a header against Barcelona. Heard it here first. I'm going to have to do that myself now, just in case he comes in. It's annoying. FOMO. But I think Rashford starts through the middle. And I think if we're looking at, players who are guaranteed starting this, nobody can stop Rashford at this moment in time. I think he's got 13 goals in 14 games since the World Cup. I think the next closest is Osimhen on 9 or 10. Rashford is just genuinely on fire. Genuinely feels like he's a bit unstoppable. Goal and an assist away at Barcelona. A couple of goals at the weekend there against Leicester. He's going to come into this game expecting that he can score, feeling that he can score, and confident that he can score. And that's kind of partly the reason why I'm playing Bruno out in the right wing. So he can get to these positions and find those balls in the box for Rashford. Now, I'm going to be playing Sancho out there on the left wing. And again, you've got options here. You could technically play Rashford there. You could play Garnacho there. I'm starting with Jadon Sancho, who, again, if you're looking at where his best position may have been recently, you could argue number 10. And that's what I mean. Number 10 is weirdly enough where we've got options. But I think that's the most balanced front four. Weghorst in the number 10, he'll do the dirty stuff. He'll do the role. He'll be that pressing number 10, winning the ball back and feeding all the talent he's got around him. Sancho, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho when he comes on, Sabitzer when he breaks through. There's enough quality in this team that we're not relying on Weghorst's goals right now. But he is playing a bit of a role in terms of what he's doing for the team. And I think that's why he will start this game and why I think you'll see this lad left on the bench. And also, we kind of had this discussion in the live stream today as to whether or not you think that Garnacho is better from the starting 11 position or better from the bench. I think there's a fair argument to suggest that the impact he's having from the bench is the greatest impact right now. And with the amount of quality we've got in attack at this moment in time, with Sancho now breaking back through into the team, with Bruno just being Bruno, Anthony, look, we're not talking about Anthony here, but I don't know whether he's going to be fit or not. I think even if he is fit, he doesn't offer the same sort of... No, Bruno starts in that right wing for me. Weghorst starts in the number 10. Rashford in the number 9 position. And Sancho on the left. That would be my starting 11 with Casemiro and Sabitzer as the midfield duo. What's your prediction for the game? I think it's a really hard game to predict, this one. I'm going to go for a 2-1 to United. But it feels like it could be anything. And I think that game between Liverpool and Real Madrid, I don't know whether that's just at the forefront of my mind. But Barcelona will go for this game. They won't sit back. United will not sit back either. It was a full throttle game at the new camp, and I think it will be full throttle at Old Trafford. Just imagine we get an early goal or two. I don't think we'd let that slip in the same way that Liverpool did. Famous last words there from Sam. I'm going for a 2-1, maybe a 3-1. You can let me know what you think in the comments below, but Thursday night's going to be a scorcher. With the way our attack is playing, with the goals that we are scoring, as I said, 2 goals in every game, we're averaging 2 goals a game that Weghorst is starting. We've banged 3 in against Leicester in the last game. We banged 2 in away at the Nou Camp. Let's go for another 3 at United. I'm going for a 2-1 win and for United to progress. What do you think? Without Pedri and Gavi, it's a weakened Barca team. They've got Busquets back, of course, but Casemiro's back. So we don't have to worry about that. You let me know what you think in the comments below, because this is going to be a cracker of a game.